First, we must acknowledge that pain comes from the resistance to what is. If you find yourself never grounded in the now, always playing mental projections of the past or the future, putting a gap between the now and where I want to be. I am in the now and I want to be somewhere else. So there's pain because there's a perceived gap. Within this cycle, the level of your resistance to the now, the level of whatever task you're doing, I don't want to do this, I'd rather be here, I'd rather be doing this, that, and the third, that's all resistance. That's going to immediately play into the level of pain that you experience in the moment, in the task that you're doing. Oh, I don't want to do this, da 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 da. That's pain. And this all goes back to identifying with your mind. It is a vicious cycle because when you're resisting the now, you are in pain because of the now. You are now mind identified because your mind is pushing and pulling you. Oh, you would rather be here, you would rather be in the future. You are identifying with your mind, you are identifying with psychological time because time is not real.
What?
Time is created by humans. We created time, and ever since we created time, we are suffering because of the past and the future.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Animals have no sense of time, but yet they are just as involved in the world as we are. They live, they die, they eat, they hunt, they sleep. They don't know that it's 9:30. They live their life always in the now, and in a way, we could learn something from that because time has caused so much more suffering than good. Sure, there's practical use for time, but at the end of the day, when you are constantly gripped in psychological time, that is not good for you. If we start with the level of resistance, and then we move to the level of pain, and ultimately we end up with the identification of the mind, we must then change the cycle from the root, the level of resistance. Instead of resisting the now, we are going to accept the now. We are going to fully accept everything that comes our way, and we are not going to complain. We are not going to put labels or judgments or negativity on anything. We're going to accept it in its fullness. That's going to lead into pain acceptance. Whatever task is in front of you, you accept it in full, and therefore what results is you are now free from your mind. You are no longer putting judgments and labels on your task. For example, my mom wants me to go water the plants today, and it takes a lot of time, and sometimes it's a little annoying for me, but times when I'm fully accepted that this is the task in front of me, I'm going to do it, I'm not worried about time, and I fully accept the pain, my mind is free and I'm just in the moment and I end up enjoying the task. The perception of a task is usually worse than the task itself, whether it's shoveling snow, whether it's doing yard work. When you submit yourself and you accept the moment and you accept whatever comes with it, you are now free and you live in real time. Most pain is really truly perceived and it's not real. It is the struggle and tug and kick, push-pull of your mind to resist the now, to be doing something else, and that is where pain comes in. Your mind is not able to tell the difference between the dopamine you earn from working out and the dopamine you earn from scrolling on Instagram. It is the same to your mind. When we live in a society that encourages this one-click dopamine, you don't have to work for anything, everything is so easy and at a click of a button, it is going to resist the true difficult tasks or the necessary tasks of life, and therefore you build a habitual behavior of not accepting the now. Because why would your brain want to accept the now if everything in its system is easier with one click of a button? That's why. Present moment is essentially like this circle. It is pure, it is vineless, it is without any judgment, any thought. It is simply what is. There is no judgment, there is nothing on it. But your mind hardly can accept this. But what our mind wants to do is contaminate this with vines and thoughts and judgments, and they're basically ruining this fantastic thing that you have going on because your mind needs to put labels and expectations and thoughts and all of these random bullshit things that cover up the true essence of life.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
This is why monks seek the present. They seek enlightenment because our mind is you see how ugly this picture is now? It's not how it was before, and this is all a product of perception, a product of our mind. Okay, another thing to ponder here. If life is a series of the infinite now, every single moment that you have experienced, are experiencing right now, and will experience will be in the present. We are in a binding relationship with the present. You cannot break it. Regardless of what your mind tries to do to project you to the future or to put you back in the past, you are always in the now. You will never not be in the grips of the now. If this is true, and you guys understand it's true, to resist the now, to resist the infinite now, is literally to resist life itself. When you're playing a game, you don't challenge the rules. You play the game with the rules that are already in place. Life is a game and it has rules. And one of the rules is I cannot leave the now. So therefore, when you are resisting the now, you are resisting one of life's rules. You're playing Uno without the right rules. You're playing Monopoly without the right rules. You're not playing the game. And you're mad at the game for it's not helping you win, but you're not even playing it the right way. Think about that. What if this task that you have to do in the now is negative? It is objectively negative. Let's just say it's just you're going through something hard. The answer is not to go to the past or to the future. The answer, one, is to fully accept that situation. You are objectively in a hole. Why would you want to dig yourself deeper into the hole? You stay where you are by just completely accepting the situation in front of you. That's great. And then after you've accepted it, you can then act on it. Do what you can to aid the situation. You keep yourself in the now, you actively do what you can to get yourself out of the hole, and that is the most practical way, the most self-sustaining, the most mentally healthy way for you to dig yourself out of a negative situation.